Hey, howdy, howdy, howdy. How you guys doing? Welcome to the Coffey Hypnotherapist show. My name is Barry Coffey, and I am your host. Well, actually, I'm your teacher. Some of you new probably not know, but this show is to teach people and how to get a hold of me if you want to, do stuff in hypnosis. Um, I do this every Wednesday. This is my choice. I'm trying to get my message out there. The thing is that we all live in different cultures. We all live in the same place. We all have similarities, stuff like that. And sometimes we have stuff we don't even aware of. We take for granted. Tonight, I don't know. These topic came to me, and I started looking at it, and it was something I've learned over the years is silence, having a quiet time. I remember growing up. My ex-wife had to have TV on or something, noise to study. Um, on jobs, I went on jobs that went out of town. People had to have the TV going while you're trying to sleep. That's the way they sleep. You know, it's some people, are afraid of silence. It freaks them out. They've got to have some kind of noise. Like we're partying or we had the music in it. I remembered when the music stopped. They're like, "Oh, come on, man, no, no." That moment of quiet is going from and then calm. No. Yeah. And, but what is silence? I mean, silence. How many people practice it? How many people tune in with silence? You know, something to think about. I mean, I know silence. Um, like most of the people I know, including myself, we take a day and have a total silence a day. I do mine around Christmas time, and it's just allowing what I was explaining is allowing energy. It's like allowing energy, focusing on sounds that are around you. It's not really like tuning out sounds. It's not like tuning, uh, being where you're in a locked soundproof booth. It's not nothing like that. It's listening to the world, listening to the nature, listening to natural noises. You know, it's like a spiritual touch. It helps you get in touch with self. It helps you teach stuff self. Kind of like with the remember I was talking about mindfulness here a while back is helping you focus, helping you be more aware. I know in some groups when you practice silence, just don't think of anything. You can hear voices down the hall, and you can pinpoint them. You know, it's like um, listening to what people say. And it's really not listening to the people. You understand? It's learning how to engage with people of learning and that. And to be a well-spoken person, a well-talk host show, listening to how they do it. And meditating, learn how to get in touch, learn how to control. learn stuff about yourself. You know, some people go to the woods and hang out there for a while, just listening, quiet, and it's real relaxing when there's no electronics, no TV, no games, no Xbox, all that. Uh, just you and nature and nothing else, just listening to the sounds. Totally silence. And the silence is really, it's turning TV off, turning electric device off, turning everything off, and kind of like meditating. You're listening to sounds of nature, how the world has sounds, how the noise outside where we have no control, but we have control of self. You know, this is where good practice, learning how to get in touch with self, is being quiet, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, just be in the moment. And it may take a while. It don't happen overnight. I know this for a fact because I've been doing it for years. Uh, Even if you did 3 hours, yeah, but the silence is something you do. If you're with families, I suggest say, hey, I need some time out. You take care of the kids, and if you want to do something, I'll do them. Whatever. That's your guys' deal. You know. But the thing is that we all are in an environment where there's a lot of noise, a lot of talking, a lot of communication. And communication does help. We do need to talk, but sometimes and you ever notice I'm saying we, us, them, because we all need silence sometimes. Okay, I wonder how many people. What you gonna say, Nick? What you gonna say? Say. Because silence. I mean, people do yoga and they don't say any words or nothing. They just stretch and they go with the flow. I know there might be thinking sometimes they go into deal, and I've noticed yoga forms don't have to be in order. And some people do partly, but yoga is a relaxation, meditation. It helps to get into it with self. Silence. Listen. I know back when I was in the army, I got frustrated one time and I just went and I sat and I just stared. Sat there, I don't know how long, but it was a while. And finally I just got up and I was okay. You know. And I noticed I don't know, when I was back working out in self help, I was physically, I had this dream of being the ultimate warrior. Don't tell me you kids and you guys when you were younger you didn't have these fantasy of being something, And I would sit on the balcony and people were doing their things and I would just stare. It was this gas station across didn't know who they were people were, but I watched people get gas, walking in, and all I did was just sit there and my mind was just focusing on what the entertainment was at the gas station. Not thinking of anything, not hearing anything, just sitting there, and it's just like I was locked into this focus of silence, but I wasn't in silence. I was focused on something else that I was watching and I was experimenting, and it was like, how do it's hard to describe. You have to do it to understand what I'm talking about, but it was just like there was a clarity, there was a peaceful, there was some moment of I was doing that. Um, I learned later on, somebody said that's a sort of a meditation. But that time, and I always pick a spot where I can find a place and just stare, you know. And, I know some people need noise when they're doing schoolwork or reading a book. I read at home, listen to music. When I'm in public, I hear a lot of, I get more focused in reading, but I really get into reading, and some people really get into it. You're understanding more when you're reading a book when there is totally quiet, silence. Is that I'm more, and the characters in what I'm reading come to life. This is sort of hypnotized. I'm hypnotized into, and a lot of times when reading, I'm kind of like going through stuff that I'm trying to filter out at the same time by reading. And it's like a million different words. I'm also listening to the book as I read it. And especially self help is I'm learning and thinking what this guy is doing, So I'm actually reading as I'm listening to the words and trying to understand what these words are. Reading the words sometimes, and when I read something like a Bible or something, I sit back and I just kind of meditate on what I read, just quiet and just sit there, and sometimes it's a blank, but just taking time in. And the transform could be doing it, but I may not be aware of it. But that don't mean that I didn't feel it. It ain't happening. Well, maybe you don't have to feel it. Maybe you don't have to understand it. Maybe you don't get a meaning for it. It's about learning to be in touch, how to control our mind, how to learn how to focus, how to pinpoint stuff. Silence is a good thing. In that, and it's not isolating. Sometimes I need to be alone. I need to be alone. There's a reason behind that. And some people need that time out because it could be mentally, or they feel like they're going to explode and they need to be alone. And with respect, give them that time out. Because if you make a person that needs some downtime, quiet time, and be alone, and you don't allow that, it could be a disaster. And I know, I've been there. So when a person says they want to be alone, they need to be alone, they need to be where, let them have that space. There's a reason why. Um, I'm no doctor, you're no doctor, you're not a counselor, I'm not a counselor, so let them do what they need to do, because sometimes being alone, and it don't mean isolate, it just means I need to be by myself right now. I don't need to be around anybody right now because I need some time out. And sometimes, we go off and we just sit there. Like I was sitting, I just sat and I watched the gas station. And a lot of times that's the time people need a little time out, a little place where they can go and get back into a positive work. Mm. Yeah. And also, meditation is like, it's a quiet, blocking everything out of the mind, listening to the sounds. Some people say the Great Spirit speaks to them when they're quiet and alone time. And I could see that because I've been on so many, many journeys. My problem is I wake up when I see the okay, well, you didn't give it time to work. Well, but something always scares me. Yeah. 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 So, you know, so the thing I like, okay. Yeah, I got some, okay. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions or anything, or some feedback or comments they want to add to this, or something they could teach me with? Toya, human nature. Hello. Okay. Okay. I see somebody quoted observing human nature. That's a good one. Yeah. That's kind of like watching the people across, the gas station, observing people. Yeah. Yeah. And that, the earth light. Yeah. Yeah. hmm Sun lighted around all the people around me and caved in. I like that. You guys are doing it. You know what I'm talking? Yeah, yeah, it's what I like. You know, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing is observing people, humans, watching. I remember some people. It was about being psychic. Is going somewhere and sitting down in like a mall or park and just observing people. And but don't look like a kind of a stalker or something. Some people are like, just kind of observe, and it really it's a practice being psychic, but they don't necessarily be psychic. It's understanding human nature and just watching and listening to what's going on, you know, and that is pretty good. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. So, anybody else comments or anything? See, like this one, easy to fishing by yourself. Good meditation too. That's real great. Mhm. Great. hmm Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I tell you, I've noticed the fishing, it ain't about catching fish. Believe it or not, it's actually a lot of people just do it for the meditation. Some people, I know a guy shared one time he went fishing, didn't even put his rods in the water, just sat on the rock and just stared at the water. And he said he forgot all about his problems. you know? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a good. Always accept the quiet. Always learn to be. We don't always have noise. And the thing is, like some of these is that we listen in the quiet, but we can't hear anything if the loud music, if everything, and all that. And some of the stuff is uncontrollable. We have no way of controlling it. So that's part of why we need to take some time of learning how to touch ourselves, how to limit and control our mind. That's where meditation is actually learning how to control ourselves. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Uh, okay. Anybody got any questions? Anything that I haven't covered, or want to say some comments? And that. Okay. Well, thanks for the comment. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good that I'm doing a good job. Man. Okay. Well, okay. I haven't done this in the last show, so silence is a good time to do a group hypnosis. Yeah. And, yeah, it's a hypnotherapy show. Okay, get you guys set comfortably. And also, I heard one of my friends says you don't have to do these exercises, but if you want to, it helps me get through the deal. And this is what I do on individual, and I can help people with this stuff and everything and that. Okay, and my phone number is 423-585-7453. And if you want to do a one-on-one session, I do Zoom, and I am welcome. Right now, I'm doing pro bono free, and when I get enough clients, I'll talk about fees. But I don't talk about fees because it depends on the individual and that. Okay, get our feet flat on the floor, get real comfortable, put our hands down the side, and pick a spot on the wall, the ceiling, where you feel comfortable. And if you're sitting, keep your head, like is, because if you don't, yeah, and I'm serious, Pete, you can do that, and it will choke you. I've been experienced that myself. So keep your head. Now pick that spot and just stare at that spot. Just stare at that spot and relax. Now take slow 3 breaths. Go in 1, 2, and let it out slowly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale. At this time, you should be closing your eyes if they ain't already. Now close your eyes and just feel the relaxation. Feel like on the top of your head, focus on the top of your head, and just feel like there's an energy, warm energy, just coming down, feeling relaxed, going down to the temples, down to the side of the head, the back of the head, down the ears. down the neck, out through the jaws, the chin, the nose, the eye. Totally relaxing, letting the energy just slowly, just going through the shoulders, out to the biceps, down to the elbows, through the forearms, to the wrist, the hands, the fingers, all out, just letting that boost of energy just flow out. Yeah. Now go back down to the chest. Feel that warm down the back, down the chest. Just feeling relaxed energy going down to the abdomen, the stomach, the waist, down to the thighs, the hips, the knees, the shins, the ankles, the heels, the feet, out through the toes. Yeah, just letting that through, energy just going through. Going down at 5, feeling more relaxed. Going down to 4, yeah. Going down to 3, going down to 2, going down to 1, 0. Deep sleep. With your permission, you go into a hypnotic stage. Now, you will probably hear other sounds, but focus on my voice and just listen to the sound, just listening what's going on. Now, feeling more relaxed, just hearing. Might hear some nature, birds might be talking, might just listening to what they're saying. Maybe what they said could help you. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. Listening to what can help you today. What happened in the past? How would something in the past can help you today? You are in control. And just relaxing and feeling. Uh, okay, we come back, and I want to count up to 5. I know we'd like to stay here, but yeah. Starting at 0, putting all that negative noise, putting all that back, locking the door, coming back at 1, coming back in self at 2, being more aware at 3, being alert. 5, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wide awake. Wide awake. Yeah. Think of all the all the comments and everything. Yeah. Wow, I've got more feedback today. Hi guys, thanks because your comments mean a lot to me. Because that lets me know I'm doing a good job. And I did like some of the comments because see that's what I'm saying is the comments you put on there, like the earth, the human, it kind of gives me some more stuff to add on to that, you know. And that's what I'm doing. This is your show. I'm just putting it on for you. And these are stuff I've learned. And just remember, these shows are for you. I'm putting them on for you. I'm teaching you stuff. Sometimes I like to hear you guys talk to me about stuff, you know. And that way it's easier for me to talk when he has people commenting on stuff. Yeah. But anyway, so I'll see you next Wednesday. Tell everybody, you know, uh, watch the show at least once. Like sometimes I do hypnosis. Like some shows, I just do the topic. But this topic, I don't know where they came from. It just came to me. I don't know why, but when I did this show, I actually learned something too from it. So, LLO, and you're all welcome for the message I gave today. So, give me a call next Wednesday, 6 o'clock. And yeah, and like I said, I do one-on-one sessions, and my number is 423-585-7453. And yeah, and that's it, folks.